welcome to 1 Million Cups this morning. Glad you all could come. Do we have anybody here for the first time? We have these three guys and this guy here. Awesome. So, 1 Million Cups, what we are, we're a bunch of volunteers that come together, and we're part of a nonprofit, and there's over 150, 180 locations. And so what we do every Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock is that we have these meetings where entrepreneurs and startups can share their ideas and what they're working on and get feedback from the community. So we're glad that you guys came. Also, we have breakfast over here if you guys want some breakfast. And then on this side, we have our sponsors. So Pouch Media does marketing, Stotions with your branding and UX design, Product Power Up. These guys help you get your products to market. Like, they kind of connect you with the people that you need. Hellstone Media. We have a kid that comes around and films this every single week for us. His name is Morgan, and he's actually in Hawaii the next couple of weeks. So he's out for today. But and then we also have Smart Ship. They're to help you with your e-commerce and shipping. And RevRoad. This is RevRoad. So this area here that you guys are in is RevRoad. And in a minute, we might actually have them come up and explain a little bit more about what those guys do, if we have some time. Creole Brew is a drink that's here in the far corner. It's kind of like coffee, but it's a cocoa bean that's been through the coffee process. So it has less caffeine than decaf. And it's pretty good. I like it. The Startup Building, that's the location that we just came from, but they've been a huge part of what we've been doing in the Provo Economic Development Center. So one other thing is that we have an app that you guys can log into, and what it has on here is you can log into it, and you can also see who else is logged in. And so you can kind of look at what people do as a business and what they help with. And so you can kind of go through there and look at it and be like, oh, I'm looking for such and such, and you can find out, oh, this guy does marketing, and I'm kind of looking for marketing. You can kind of go through and just spot out people that you want to talk to or even avoid. I don't even know. That might be a thing too. But it's just for the community to help us to be more acquainted with each other. And then I think that's about it. So let's bring Clark up from the Small Business Development Center. And he's going to give us some information of what he's working on.
All right, thanks. So as he said, my name is Clark. I'm an MBA student. I work at the Orem Small Business Development Center. We do a lot there to help grow people's businesses, provide that economic growth for the community. And so there's a lot of different services that we have there. There's workshops that are during the week, some classes that happen. A few times there'll be you can meet with a legal advisor, with an accountant to get you that one-on-one help that you might need to help grow your business. And I think most importantly, we have our counselors. Jim actually is here. He's one of our counselors. You can schedule an appointment online or register online to be able to meet with a counselor and go over direct help with what you need, develop a business plan, any sort of help that you might need in growing your business or figuring out what those next steps are for you. You can go and get that help that you might need. And right now, what I'm here for actually is so we're doing some surveys so we can figure out what it is that the community needs help with. And then once we get all that information collected in starting that business, then we'll be able to take that and go and figure out how we can apply that to the building, to the services that we offer, to be able to best help the community and what they need. And I was told there might be some questions, so if anybody has any questions, I'll do my best to answer it. Any questions at all? Jim.
basement or you're working with your roommates. It's kind of a nice thing. It just allows you to drop in, use some space, use a conference room, use a secure phone type things. But it's just a nice. We do lots of stuff. We like, if, for example, you're working with RevRoad and you graduate and you need more space, you come to us. Or if we work directly with RevRoad, so don't worry about competition there. We're supporting them; they support us. So our idea is to help companies pay more taxes by making more money.
At what phase are you guys looking for people to come in? Is it like early, or is it more mature businesses?
I think it's more the early stage, but I think really any stage
We
that
serve right now. We're helping kind of a new company called Liberty Safe and one called Blendtech, so they're kind of like new startups. But we also help people who have just an idea. It's on a piece of yellow sheet of paper that they broke up one night that have an idea. So the whole range. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's anybody. Small business development means if you're under $100 billion, we'll kind of more likely help you. So we just launched a new program for helping recruiting. So we take psychographic supply recruiting, helping companies get more employees. But we're there to help from, literally somebody has a piece of paper and says, this is my idea, we'll help them go through that, how to get a job, whatever, to people who are presenting contracts to the DoD. So the whole range, it's available there.
Okay, so the survey information is just over here on these iPads.
Yeah. So if before you leave, you can take a survey. We've got the QR code. You can scan it with your phone. You can do it that way too. Yeah.
Can you give us a quick overview of some of the services that you do offer for young entrepreneurs, so I can know what you have available?
Yeah. So like I mentioned, meeting with the counselors, so you can get direct help that way. But then there are the classes and workshops. Like we have a QuickBooks workshop. There's Entrepreneur Launchpad where entrepreneurs get together and they can talk about their experiences and things that help them and how they can help others. There's the meeting with the lawyers or the legal advisors, I think is what it is, that happens once or twice a month. The accountant help you just go over your accounts with you, and these are all things that you can sign up for online, and then we'll get you. So you have to register for it, and we'll make sure that we're getting you everything that you need.
What other locations do you have?
So there's a lot of locations throughout Utah. I'm not entirely sure what they all are. I just know that the one locally here is in Orem. There's another one in Thanksgiving Point and Heber. Yeah. There's definitely more. They're all throughout Utah. I just, off the top of my head, I don't know where they all are. There is more information on the website. I think it's Orem SBDC or it's utahsbdc.org, and then that should have the different locations, and that's where you can sign up for these classes and register so you can meet with a counselor.
So if you wouldn't mind explaining the process. So if somebody comes in with a business idea on a sheet of paper, from there, where do you help them go, and kind of what's the end goal to where they would not be a fit for the SBDC?
So I think the goal is always to develop the business, to grow the business. So if you just have an idea, if you've just got the piece of paper, they can help you flesh that out and figure out what your business plan is, figure out what exactly those next steps are specifically for you and your business, and how that will specifically help that business to grow and become what you want it to be, become profitable, to go to scale, like whatever it is that you're trying to figure out. They'll be able to give you that one-on-one counseling to hopefully figure that out for you.
Cool. Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
awesome.
it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So we apologize for the projector over here. The bulb is out, and we're going to be fixing that probably sometime this week. Okay, thanks, Clark. So what I was thinking is what we'll have is Skedgit come up and do a quick presentation. So these guys just came in today. This is their first time, and we asked them, and they they said they'd come up here and present for us. So let's give them a big round of applause. This is their first time. Thanks.
All right, thank you, everyone. As he said, this is kind of ad hoc. We didn't have a presentation or anything because this is the first time we've showed up. But he said some people bowed out, so we'll fill in the space here, I guess. So Skedgit, let me just kind of give you an introduction to our company and what we've been able to develop. So we're in the end phase of our development here. So we had a consulting firm, and we were working with multiple parties, inter-company and inter-client, so Microsoft Office 365 and Gmail. Skedgit is a efficiency scheduling app, and so when we're in our engagements with people, it was really difficult to get everyone together. They had 4 or 5 people on their end, we had 4 or 5 people on our end. And scheduling that is a real difficulty, a real problem. And so we found that we were spending a lot of time just back and forth trying to schedule meetings. And so, yeah, there's our, I didn't realize we had put that up, so great. So there's the problem, and we went out and tried to find a solution that we could find that would automate the scheduling for us. And there was nothing out there. So we decided, hey, why don't we build this? So all right. Okay, so obviously we have Office 365 and G Suite that's out there. People are using those calendars, and so what we did, we integrated Skedgit into those different tools. So we have a full integration into Office 365 and G Suite. But none of those people those two companies are not playing nice together, I guess you could say. And so that's kind of where Skedgit is going to fit. So we've built a product where, I don't know if you guys are familiar with other products out there like Schedule Once or Calendly or any of those others. We've built a product that does those things where you can have a personal link, a team link. You can also have a custom link that you can provide to people and they can schedule on your calendar. But that still requires the other party to look at their schedule and try to figure out where the white space is. And so what we've done is we've realized that the problem is there's still a problem there, right? Even though you have a link and you know when that other party is available, if you have 4 or 5 people on your team that you still need to schedule for, you're still looking at your calendar trying to figure out what's the available time or where's the white space. And so a lot of people are spending a lot of time. I don't know if you guys if you guys schedule meetings for what you're doing, but we really felt that we're spending a lot of time trying to schedule meetings and trying to get something on the calendar and getting the most efficient time, because at times we get people canceling on us and different things like that. So there's the problem, right? We have traditional scheduling where it's back and forth, or I'm providing a link and someone's able to look at it and able to find the white space on their calendars. And so we have come up with a solution where we feel like we can automate that process. I'm going to move on here a little bit. So this kind of shows you our links and different things like that we can use. So if you want to share your link, you can. It's a calendar there, and you can go to it and see when people are available. But we've developed this system where you can actually network with people. So you can invite someone to your network, and once you do that, there's no back and forth anymore. All you have to do is put the title in, add the attendees, and schedule the meeting. So there's no back and forth. There's no, hey, when are you available? Where's the white space? Because you have joined that network, we have access to your calendar and everyone in your organization. And so we have access to see the availability. We don't have access to everything. And so because we have access to that, that network, it's as if you're scheduling an internal meeting. You click on the dates. You click on you input the title, the attendees. Click on the dates you want to have. Push go, and it finds the best available time and schedules that for you. So that's kind of the solution we've come up in place with, and we're really excited about that. We haven't fully developed it yet, so that portion, we have the other team link, custom link, personal link, all that is fully developed, but we're still working on, we'll probably be done in the next month or so with the other side of it. So fully bootstrapped up to now, and we're really excited about the future of scheduling. We're going to change the paradigm shift on how scheduling's done. We live in 2019. We shouldn't have to go back and forth and try to schedule things. We feel like it should be fully automated, and through data analytics and different things, we're going to make sure that it's the best available time for everyone and put it on the calendar. So that's the presentation I had. Any questions from anyone as far as the solution or what we're doing or ideas on other things? Yes.
First of all, I love the idea. It's phenomenal. It's great. Good idea. I can't wait to talk to you later. Applications for universities, applications for businesses, law firms. I mean, I can refer you a couple of big ones that I work with. I mean, I can tell you the times I've taken just to schedule a meeting with a partner, who's like over here, or whatever. And it's like, well, what's your schedule? Let me check this. Like, we got to talk to a third person. Forget it. It's just a nightmare. This is great stuff. Question I have for you is,
Yeah.
Are you able to track data for sale? Now that you have this flow of stuff, are you going to be able to? You're going to use my data for income.
Sorry, use the data for what? For sell?
For income, yeah. For an alternative income for your company.
No. As far as like the data analytics and different things like that, is that what you're referring to? I apologize. I'm trying to figure out the question. Yeah, he stole it from me.
Yeah. Well, basically, you're gathering data on people who have meetings, companies. You have a massive amount of data that you have access to about what
Correct.
people are doing, what kind of groups are doing, from businesses getting together, meetings. So you have information. Information is sellable. It's highly lucrative business. The question is that in your portfolio? Is that what you're looking at doing?
No, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, apologize.
Okay.
I didn't understand what the question was
that's
at first, but I do now. So no, we are not. We don't have any plans of doing that, of selling any information or anything like that. The only thing we're trying to do is just make it more efficient. We're a license-based program, so per license we're going to charge monthly or annually, depending on how you do it. So that's how we're going to monetize. Is through
And
that.
we're not going to sell your data, but we are going to use that data to make our system smarter. This is eventually going to evolve into a all-encompassing calendar event management solution, meaning if you need something scheduled and you get it on the calendar, you need to add 3 more people, and those people's calendars don't jive with what you've just scheduled. We're going to automatically, based on the analytics that we've done, the machine learning that we have in place, and the intelligence that we've built, place that on a location on everybody's calendar that is not only available, but is the most acceptable time for that entire group of individuals. So you have a meeting, you need to add 3 more people. Those 3 people, they all have different schedules, they don't jive. We're going to make it jive. We're going to make sure that we find that time in the future, whenever it is, that all 3 of those people are available and will most likely be at that meeting. So that's what we're going to use with the data. We're being very careful about data security. We could have potentially more access than what somebody may want us to have as far as calendar access. And so one of the points, obviously, of our company is security, anonymity, as far as what your schedule really looks like, and still facilitating getting those meetings that need to take place scheduled efficiently. So saving hours and hours and hours of time, and yet allowing people to do what they need to do. So while we realize that there is another revenue stream and potentially selling that data, right now we're not considering it just because we need to be secure.
Yeah.
So I agree with Jim. This is a great idea, lots of uses. How does it work for you as a company, though, given it's something that may be integrated into existing platforms very quickly versus y'all being the winners here?
Yeah, so you're referring to as Google and Microsoft, and
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So the beauty of our product is when we've developed this network in Skedgit, like you invite people to your network, inter-client, so Office 365 to Gmail, they don't work together, right? They're not intertwined. And so if I'm on Office 365 and you're on Gmail, there's no way I'm ever going to have access to see anything inside of your organization because they're separate companies and they're different, right? Even if you're in the same Gmail, even if I have a Gmail, Google or G Suite organization and you do as well, I still don't have access, right, to see anything or any visibility. And so we are that kind of glue in between the two, or in between interclient, where we're allowing people to open up access to see their availability, right? And so to be in that space.
So to summarize, your answer would be you have a new and trusted network that you're going to form that's going to be more trustworthy perhaps than the giants of the world?
Correct. And we actually have a patent pending right now for one-click scheduling and our data analytics and everything. So, yeah, that's how we plan to protect ourselves as well.
So I've
Good
got
question.
3 questions for you.
Oh, yeah. 3? Wow, that's a lot.
So are you doing a freemium model? Because if you don't have the data, it's worthless, and you need 100 million people on this platform, right? So that's one question.
Yep. Yes is the answer to that, and I'll get more in detail, but yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
And then 2, like, if you do a Zoom conference on Gmail, you click one button and it sets up the Zoom meeting and you're done, right? Have you considered that?
Yeah, so we are integrating Zoom and GoToMeeting and other things like that. Right now we have, some CRM, so Salesforce, other CRMs. We're looking at integrating there for pushing events into the CRM. So yeah, we've definitely considered all of those things, and we are integrating with them to be able to make it easy, where you can just automatically click it and you have that Zoom meeting.
Awesome.
There,
So the last question then is, what about in-person meetings? So if the algorithm goes through and says, okay, there's a gap here, but this person has to travel an hour, is there a way of estimating that, or have you contemplated that with Google Maps or something that?
Hey, do you want to come join? No. These are great questions. So yeah, we have actually contemplated that. That's on our future roadmap. That's not something that we have currently in there. But yes, exactly. So based on their location, if we have that data, then and knowing where that is, then yes, that's definitely something we want to take into consideration and make sure that we're accounting for. So those are great questions. But yes, we have a freemium model as well. So the freemium model comes with a personal link with as many meeting types as you want, right? That type of thing. So it's very limited in the functionality, but we do offer that so that we can start gathering the data and different things like that. Perfect.
So obviously you do need enough data points to be statistically relevant. It's not necessarily billions, just a little correction there. But we do have actually quite a bit of data just from our beta that we're able to that is actually statistically significant. Of course, over time that'll always get better, but with more users. So just to clarify that point.
Yeah, great. And like you said, we found that as we talk to people, like we were talking to a lady over at Kiln actually, and she pulled out her phone and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I need your solution because here's an email with a chain of 21 different responses of people, and it took us 3 days to figure out a time for everyone because there was like 8 people involved in this meeting." And she's like, "This is ridiculous. Has to stop. Like, I can't believe how much back and forth we had on some of these email chains." So we're really excited about it, about automating it, making it smarter, being able to develop different things here with Skedgit. So it's an exciting adventure. Yeah.
How do you plan on defending yourself against basically the big players when they see there's money to be made in coordinating together? Basically, they kind of have the power to at some point cut you out to some degree, don't they? If they decide to, integrate better.
Sure, that's always a
defending
possibility
your
that
sense
they
of yourself
have
on
the
that?
ability to do that. We've taken measures as much as we can. Like I said, we have a patent pending right now on some different of our more unique ideas, I guess you could say, with the tool that we have. And so that's not to say that Google and Microsoft can't all of a sudden start hugging and say, "Yeah, we want to play together in this market." We're hoping we gain enough traction before that happens that either they present us with a buyout or something like that, right? If that were the case, right? If they were going to start playing nicely together. So right now, from the research we've done, there's no indication that they're wanting to do this or have gone down this route at all. So,
Sure.
well, hopefully that happens, right? Hopefully we start making a lot of money. That'll be good.
Here's another scenario, just curious on how you handle it. Let's say I'm CEO and I'm having a meeting. I mean, so I have subordinates that they'd better be there, but I have compadres that it'd be nice if we all schedule at the same time, but how do you differentiate meetings that say priorities? That's the key. I mean, so I say I have a meeting, I'm concerned about these 3 guys coordinating, but I have 15 other people. If they're not there, they're not working for me anymore. So how does that kind of work?
Yeah, so great question. We thought about that as well. We have different priorities that we can in some settings that we can have. So those are priorities that can be done. And then another thing is you have your required and optional people, right? So I have these people are required and these people are optional. If these people are optional, obviously it's not going to look at, hey, are they actually available? It's just going to say, hey, these required people are available at this time, and this is the best time that they've indicated that they can meet. And so it's going to schedule that. For the other people that are optional, if they can make it, great. If they can't, then yeah. But yeah, great question on that. Because priorities do come into this pretty heavily.
So this is just a personal preference thing, like. So how once companies start doing this and organizations start doing this, how do we stop people from just blocking out bunches of time? Because I like to control my schedule, right? Like, even though I may have a white space of 3 or 4 hours in an afternoon, I may not want to drive to Salt Lake that day. Just, I won't be in the mood. So if I'm using this app and I know a bunch of other people are using it, I'm just curious about like your user feedback on that, like, because I would probably cheat and I would probably add a bunch of time blocking stuff, just because I like to control my schedule. And
yeah, great question. So it is based on you managing your calendar, obviously. So if you're not wanting for that 3 hours, you want to block it off, then you need to manage that and block it off, like say busy or whatever, whatever that may be, right? Now, if you don't want to go, this doesn't actually like put the meeting, it does, it sends you an invite, right, is what it does. And then you get the invitation and you can decide whether to accept or decline it at that point, right? So it's not like saying, hey, you have to be here, or this is set in stone. But
yeah, that makes sense, but it almost kind of, I guess my concern is that as you get going and you get traction, I feel like there's a lot of people like me, maybe we could do a survey in here, but I feel like there's a lot of people that like to control your schedule. And then I almost feel like once people learn how to game the system, how are you going to do that? Because I think everybody's going to do that. And then all of a sudden you become Calendly, because then I'm going to be like, oh man, that actually sucks. I'm going to click no. And then all of a sudden your system is like, okay, everybody adjust your schedule again, type of thing.
Yeah, Mike?
So the network is at will subscription. So if you just have someone abusing it, kick them out of your, say, you're gone. You can't schedule with me anymore. Pretty simple, right? Along with that, just like Doug said, it's an invite. Anytime someone books on your calendar, it's an invite. You can decline. If it's a meeting that you're like, maybe I want to do it, but not today, there's a button in there that you can hit that says reschedule this. Boom, it kicks it down the road. And so, and then of course, Skedgit is our differentiating factor. Our edge is automated scheduling. That doesn't mean you can't just send somebody a link. We have all of that too. We have all the Calendly stuff too. We have a suite of scheduling mechanics, triggers, functionality at your utilization to use. So the scheduling network is going to be for those individuals that you meet with often, that you are trusted, that are people that you know you need to meet with on a regular basis and facilitate that scheduling. So if someone's abusing it, you kick them out of your network and you never have to worry about that person grabbing unwarranted time on your calendar again. So, and of course, along with this is technology that hasn't existed up until now. And so there's going to be a set of best practices and suggestions and rules that we've developed and are developing that go along with this, a lot of it along those lines, right? If you don't trust this person, if this person's going to abuse this, don't join their network or vice versa. Let them into yours as far as the scheduling perspective goes. Another thing that we're doing is that we are collecting data on all of this, and we will regulate it to an extent. If we see people going crazy on it and getting a lot of rejections or a lot of reschedules or a lot of stuff like that, there'll probably come, I could imagine in the future, some sort of profile rating for that individual on our Skedgit network that says, hey, this guy's not someone that you might want to join networks with or something like that, right? And so just to validate our space in the market, and also obviously again, it comes back to trust and security. So does that help? Does that help?
Yeah, and Mike brings up a good point. Like, this isn't the end all. Like, this is how it has to be done, but we feel like it is a much more efficient way of doing it. And so, like he said, we have the links as well. So there may be a situation where a link is a better, like a custom link or a personal link or a team link, may be a better option than using the automated scheduling. Right? It's not going to be the end all. This is it. But we feel like this is going to be much more efficient for people in most use cases, right? So maybe 85% of the time I'm doing the automated scheduling, right? And the beauty is this can be done internally as well. Like, we didn't even consider the internal aspect of it because people have access to their calendars internally on their organizations. But when we started talking to people, they're like, I can't stand going to my calendar and trying to find the white space for 4 or 5 people in my company or however many they're trying to meet with. This would be so awesome just to be able to put in the people that I want to attend, the room I want to meet in, click go, and it finds the white space for everyone without me having to do it. Now, can they do it? Of course they can. They can go in and find the white space themselves. But as humans, we're a little bit lazy, or we want to be more efficient, obviously, and that's what this is all about, is making people more efficient and bringing back time into their day to do the things that are important rather than scheduling meetings. So that's kind of the whole premise behind it. All right, any other questions?
I've got I got 2 questions. First, a comment. I also think that it's great. I've been trying to schedule a meeting with a client and some people internally with Wells Fargo, and it lapsed over a weekend trying to figure this out, and then you started the new week still trying to figure this out. It's just crazy the process that it takes to get that done. So I think this is awesome. So my first question is, how did you hear about 1 Million Cups, and why did you decide to present? And then the second question I have is, what's your pricing structure? And then how are you planning on scaling? How are you planning on getting this into the hands of the masses?
Yeah, great questions. So let me start at the beginning. So 1 Million Cups, how we heard about them. I think Jordan, he's back here, he got online, found you guys. We kind of looked it up and we said, hey, this looks pretty cool. Let's go check it out. Why we decided to present, we walked in and Chris said, hey, we have an opportunity for you to present. Do you want to do it? So really that's how it came about. So this is kind of ad hoc, right? This isn't something we were planning on doing this morning. But we're very grateful for the opportunity to present to you guys, obviously, and get feedback. And we love to hear feedback and get like this gentleman in back. He obviously likes to control his schedule quite a bit, and so we've heard that from people. People are different the way they like to do things, and so this may not be 100% fit for everyone, right? If you're a control freak and you love your calendar and you want to control it and be there is a lot of automation involved, and so that may make you feel a little bit out of control, especially in the beginning, because it is a new technology, new type of thing. So I get it, but we're hoping that people realize the benefit outweighs what maybe some of the cons are there. And then coming back to your last question, pricing. Thank you. So pricing, we have a freemium model. Obviously, as I said before, we have a free. You can go in and sign up and utilize the personal link as much as you want without having to pay anything. We also have to be able to schedule internally with your team and to have the personal link and have that functionality. It's $5 a month per license. And then if you want to have team functionality, like have one team and be able to use custom link and the one team link and some other features, then it's $10 a month. And then our enterprise product is more for multi-team, bigger organizations, and that runs at about $15 a month. So it's very economical. It's not a high-priced product as far as utilizing it. We feel like it's very fairly priced in the market. And so as far as pushing this, our next step is actually we're going to be we bootstrapped this for about the last year and a half now. We are in our phase where we're going to raise some money and we're going to hire a chief revenue officer, and we're going to have that person, whoever that is, set up a marketing plan, build a team, and that's how we're going to push this out, get this out there as quickly as we can. Because obviously, like this gentleman in the front said, once you start making money, other people start noticing. And so we want to make sure we make a big enough bang at the beginning that we gather a big enough market where we're kind of the 600-pound gorilla in the market on that. So yeah, definitely. All right, anything else? Any other questions?
I think that's it. Thanks.
Thank you. I appreciate it, everyone. Thanks for your feedback.
Okay, I was informed that there's a Camry out there with its lights on. If you want to go, if that's your Camry, go check it out. And then also, there's limited parking over there, and so just be like courteous of where you park and how you park. Okay, so I have an idea. Can we get the 1 million cups screen up real quick? So up here, you can see it says 1millioncups.com/Provo. So this is what I want to do. I want to give out this mug or tumbler, whatever you want to call it. And what I want you to do is go to this website, and I want you to text it to somebody and say, like, hey, I want you to present to 1 million cups. And the first person to get a response, no matter what it is, gets this cup. Or gets this, or what's that? Oh, yeah. So 1millioncups.com/Provo. So whoever texts back first gets this cup or the tumbler. So just copy that link, send it to somebody, be like, hey, I'd like you to present to 1 million cups/Provo. And whoever gets response first will get this. Okay, for announcements, Seth, would you like to come up and share what you're doing every week?
Hey, my name is Seth Robinson. I work here at RevRoad. And every Thursday from 4 to 5:30, I teach a class on Lean Startup Principles. It's kind of a workshop where we go through what people are doing, what stages they're at, or what they want to be able to work on. And we're basically doing market validation. We're finding ways to become relevant in your market. We're finding things about the market that we can kind of exploit to get high levels of traction with for as little effort and as little money as possible. So it's a lot of fun to come, and it's a lot of fun to kind of talk about your company, and you learn a lot kind of thinking of other people's problems that they're in. And I teach about how to essentially validate your market, get customers before you've had to build your product, basically, before you've spent money on serious product development. And learning about how to take the information from the market that you need to kind of reverse engineer the best possible product for that market. So that's every Thursday from 4 to 5:30. Yeah, also there's a meetup that you can subscribe to for that. Also want to talk about the RevRoad Rally. The RevRoad Rally is is an event that we're going to be doing. So it's anyone who has a cool car or a cool vehicle. They are going to be coming together and getting members of the kind of special needs community, and giving them rides, showing off the cars and vehicles and that sort of thing. That's going to be September 20th and 21st. So September 20th from 3 to 7. Okay, cool. And that's going to be at the Orem Sierra Park. So, or City Center. Oh, City Center Park. Okay, we switched it. Okay. Yeah, but come if you can, and bring a really awesome vehicle if you can. Talk to Amy or Jason to register that. Yeah, so it'll be a really great party. So, do we have anything else to announce at this point? I think that's mostly it for us right now. Thanks, Chris.
Are there any other announcements that anybody wants to share with the group? Okay, by raise of hands, how many of you guys have had a response yet? Okay. Question, what do they say?
I've heard about it. Let's see. Said I've heard about it, but I don't know anything yet. Thanks. He's just coming out of stealth mode, so we'll see.
Awesome, awesome. Again, appreciate y'all coming out. If you guys want to present, again, apply. Invite your friends to come, because this is really a great way to build up the community around here and help us to get out of the basements and actually kind of communicate with people and get some feedback and find what we need. So appreciate it. See you guys next week. Thanks.